and welcome back to my website. This is day 7 of daily videos, and today I'm going to show you my business website, which is spiritandluxury.com. So today I've done a little bit of tweaking with this website, bringing it up to date with what I'm currently doing and making sure it reflects the offers, the projects, and the current vibe of my business. So all channels lead back to my website. I'm really keen on looking at your business as this sort of forest ecosystem. This is why you see this anchor image as the forest. It's really intentional, communicates the values of the business, and I'm also obsessed with creating a business ecosystem which has a central home. And that home for my business is the website. It means everything is secondary and flows out of the website, which means you're not caught in this endless social media marketing loop. So, um, it's pretty clear and it's pretty minimal. I opt for minimal websites because I feel if you've done your job in terms of marketing, by the time people even look at your website, they're curious and they're pretty much invested and they're there for a very specific reason. You want to be respectful of their time, give them something that is worth looking at, that is visually memorable, but you also don't want to waste their time. If your website is also well designed and has really beautiful imagery, you can look at the stats, but people will spend a lot of time looking at something which is visually appealing, and it's a great investment. So I have a floating banner page menu on the desktop version. Now on mobile and tablet, it becomes like a little hamburger menu that expands beautifully downwards. But I like this kind of floating menu because it always means that people can navigate your website pretty easily. So this is our first scroll, and it gives people a choice to go straight to working with me inquiry pages, to go look at portfolios, and to go look at some more additional stuff which is not strictly clients, but this leads to like all my editorial shoots, my interviews. There's literally hundreds of items up on which will be published soon in that category from all the different publishing projects, media stories that I've been involved in. The next thing here is a 4K drone footage of Tipperary in Ireland, which is where I'm from. It's quite a slow drone footage, so one of the reasons I tend to avoid putting video on website is that it's too fast moving. People find it too disorientating, and they actually will click away or scroll away to avoid the overstimulation of it. So if you are using video on your website, make sure it's artful, it's slow, and that it roots your ideally that it roots your business in a place. This is one of the problems of really digital based businesses, is that they're kind of rootless and there's a lot of confusion as to who they actually serve or where they're based. This is another invitation to recent client projects. I am thinking about, do we need this many invitations to the client projects page, but it is the bulk of my portfolio, and these are some very strategically chosen images which lead straight to the individual client portfolio pieces, like this one for instance. So we have the entire portfolio piece here if people care to go look at it. And this is the sort of stuff where, future clients really want to explore and they want to see it. And I have testimonials in there and little invites for them to always loop back. So, continuing on in the homepage, the next thing is a little update pretty much of what I'm doing. So I'm expanding into YouTube, diversifying all those different paths that people can take into the forest of my business. YouTube is a fun one, really just getting started, really finding a sort of creative voice in terms of black and white, little travel videos, also exploring a kind of visual language in terms of thumbnails and stuff like that, which is recognizable across the whole business ecosystem. This is a small introduction, and also email. This is one of my pet peeves with businesses, is that their email is super hard to find. Now, if it could be intentional to avoid scam emails, however, often you just want to find a way to contact a business if you want to work with them, and I don't want to jump through endless inquiry forms and never hearing back, you know. This is a very simple invite to join the email list. This one is not converting terribly well. It exists. It shows people I have a weekly newsletter, which has a lot of readers. But we're going to have to figure out some way to actually invite people in. And then we get to the footer, which has some business legitimacy markers. They can go look at all of these preferred social media platforms if they wish. And it also has some trail markers to a more informal blog, past trails, which is previous projects. And yeah, so that is the homepage. Now, what I'm currently working on is the Work With Me page. This is very much under construction, but we're sticking with that anchor image of the moment to give that continuity throughout the website experience, because if you think about it, for a digital brand, this pretty much is the home of your business, so you want to take some time, and you want to be pretty clear that this is for brands rooted in nature. That's who we work with, and forget the language. It avoids a lot of the language of ethical and sustainable and all that. Like, not really interested in arguing or about that, or being involved in any kind of greenwashing. Either you're rooted in nature or you're not. It's pretty simple. So for the first offer is book your brand photography. Now, obviously, this is the bulk of my business. It's also the bulk of my portfolio. So I'm pretty clear on this particular pathway, inviting the key people who I would like to work with and telling them what I do, essentially. So these are some more new offers. One is website design, which is bespoke websites on Squarespace for creative businesses. And these are some really beautiful templates that I've designed. Are they going to stay up there? Probably not. But they're really good portfolio pieces for the short term anyways. This is my next offer, social media strategy. Now, I have been doing these and working with clients on these behind the scenes, but I haven't advertised them publicly because I'm actually at the stage of business where I get to work with people I really love working with and develop the offers a long time before they ever reach the public. Yeah, so social media strategy, I mean, I'm pretty experienced in running my own social media strategy, and I end up doing a lot of consulting for clients who invest in brand imagery because they want to know what to do with it, essentially. And if you don't share the images, they don't do a ton of good. They will change your own perception of your business, and you will make different moves, which will grow your business anyways. But obviously unlocking the full power of brand imagery is actually sharing it with a really smart, grounded social media strategy, which is respectful of your time, your audience's time, and the environment. But also, I'm not a PR expert, but I will advise you on how to reach out and really engage with more traditional press routes and getting those stories which get legitimacy and also reach the right people. There's a lot of strategy. I could talk about social media strategy for a long, long time. It's pretty much the name of the game, and I think it's also going to change immensely in the next few months and years. But yeah, happy to talk with clients about that, and it's just such a joy to take images that I've shot, and because I shoot very intentionally for websites and social media and press, and to get to be involved in actually crafting those as they go out to your audience is really special as well. Third offer, which is not new in any way, shape, or form for me. It's actually my background is copywriting. It's telling stories, telling really interesting stories, boiling down quite flowing, expansive, very honest interviews, which run an hour to 2 hours, and distilling that into a really beautiful, pointed, direct article. It's one of my favorite things to do. I have a lot of experience in doing it. My work has been published pretty widely, and I've written about a lot of creative businesses, and I know the language, and I know how to invite people in. I end up writing a lot of sort of bios for studios and stuff like that. And yeah, I'd love to do more of that. Obviously, we have to change the call to actions there, which should lead to portfolio pieces. And this is where we're going to have the inquiry forms and start your project. Literally just the invitation to say, hey, if you'd like to work together, fill in your details here, and it's going to be really simple. And this should also be updated to a probably more offer specific invite for people who are on this page. And there we have the footer gang. So yeah, it's pretty simple. And then over here on the client projects, we have an archive of just a handful of the client projects. Like, it's actually mind-boggling when I start to look at how much work I've done over the past few years. But these are just a handful and selection of projects which I'm really, really proud of. And over here on the About page is just a brief introduction to who I am. If you don't know me, my name is Aoife. Irish people find this quite funny, but I find it helpful to put up the pronunciation of my name and what it means. I am the founder of Spirit and Luxury. Yeah, it's a creative studio specializing in fine art photography for artists, makers, and luxury stays across Britain and Ireland. And yeah, I've photographed the most beautiful places to stay, and my work has been published widely across digital and print media. And yeah, I've done many other things as well, which I am now noting has not been mentioned here, including lots of different big creative projects like running, national art magazines, training as a medical doctor. I've worn a lot of different hats, and I bring some different experiences to running a business, and yeah, it's given me an edge for sure. These are some forest principles. I'll probably get rid of these, but it's not a bad way. I have this in email auto replies and stuff, that we are a forest-based studio, but we're also a forest-paced studio, where it's going to take a day or two for us to reply to you, and setting up those expectations immediately. Like, there is no such thing as a copywriting emergency. Well, there may be, but not really. If everybody has done their job correctly, not really. But, immediately setting the tone, because I think that's a really important thing with business, is that you take the leadership role within that relationship, and you say that, hey, we're going to work seasonally, we're going to respect our own capacity, and we're going to move at the pace of the forest, and it's beautiful, but it leads to much more long-term results than this immediacy and urgency, which has been sort of beaten into our nervous systems. And this is where I have a link to the business Instagram as well, which is really beautiful. I invite to go follow us there as well. So that's my website. I'm really proud of it, and I'm hoping to spend more and more time within this ecosystem myself, and to invite more and more people into it. So if you would like to keep in touch, the best way is to go join that email list down at the end of the page here. Subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. You can find us on all digital platforms pretty much, at Spirit and Luxury. And you can visit our website, spiritandluxury.com, and come hang out in the forest. Have a great evening.